All right, it worked this time. See, I was starting it up and then it just crashed. So don't know what happened. I was going to give you guys an extra minute early. Did not work. Hi, everyone. It's been a while. Happy Mother's Day for those of you who are mothers or those. I don't really know how it works. I mean, whoever wants it gets it, right? Like, I'm not a dad, but people still wish me happy Father's Day, which is weird, I think. I feel like that's weird, right? Maybe they just don't know. Or maybe they're flirting with me and they're like, you could be. What's up, big guy? I don't know. I'm not going to overthink this one. Yeah. So, few things, a lot of things. First, so I know I said 4 PST. Someone corrected me and said, no, it's actually 4 PDT because we're now in daylight savings time. And I would like to admit that I had no idea my entire life, which has been, I don't want to say extensive. That seems like too much. Has been long enough that you'd think I'd know about this. I've never heard of PDT, or if I have, I've just ignored it. So you who corrected me are right. How dare you? No, it's interesting. I learned something. How's my audio, by the way? I did some changes to my microphone, did a bunch of stuff, and supposedly it's better. So, Tough Julie, you are right. If it's my girlfriend saying it, panic. I love it. Also, Rennie, yes, I should tell them that. No, I don't want to have your babies, woman. Oh, see Carl go. Oh, that's not why they're calling you daddy and giggling. Oh, thank you, by the way, for the donation. Randy Stubbs, I'm shouting you out. Well, the mic is the same. Apparently, there's something I can do in Streamlabs that's like a weird fix. Also, I'm looking a little red right now. When I started this, I was looking completely purple. Like, oh my God, I looked purple. So this is an improvement, and it was fine. Let me get a little close up. Yeah, I'm a little red. We're going to work with it. Also, you might notice I'm wearing this bad boy. You can get one for yourself in my Etsy shop. I don't remember the link. But if you go to, Google and you look up Etsy, Sergeant Blue Bacon, if you want one, they're pretty nice. I like it. I wear it around sometimes. Anyway, is it... Oh, where's my golden mic? I keep it here. Yeah, I got to keep it around. But it's there. I got things in these drawers. What do I have? Oh. Interesting. All right, so is it true that Metro State got evicted? I have no idea, but I have seen images of Metro State vehicles being put up for auction. Also, I am naked from the waist down, so if you see my knee, I'm just kidding. I'm wearing shorts because it was a warm day. And after this, I'm going for a run. So, exercise. Gotta get fit for my OnlyFans, which... I don't know. My girlfriend wants me to make one. We'll see. Baseface, thank you. Guess who has a suspended license? Not me, but Jeremy does. Well, I'm glad you don't. This is alcohol this time, by the way. Or is it? You'll never know. Anyway, Randy, thank you so much. Other things. Not much has changed with Jeremy. He is still in jail. I want to say yesterday was the month anniversary of that. Maybe it's today. It's one of the two. I don't know. Close enough. But he hasn't been doing anything, which is kind of disappointing because I put out, I think, a lovely video on the security stuff. And he just, good golly gosh, he's not going to be able to respond to it. So, honestly, I'm kind of disappointed about that. I love that he's not out there causing trouble. I do miss getting angry at his tasks. And by angry, I just mean, now I have to write another video. Blah. Not that I mind at all. I really do miss it. 24-hour official observation. How's it going? Hey, good to see you. Thank you so much. What are we figuring out real fast today? Well, I'm glad you brought me off my tangent. For those of you who are like, I hope you don't go on any tangents today. Too bad. Welcome to my live streams. This is what happens. So, today, what happened, and I don't know if I can share who got it, but someone in my Discord God, I'm just turning more and more purple, and I don't know why. We're rolling with it. It's live. Okay, cool. That is very weird. They submitted a very sort of broad FOIA request to Orange County. Now, when I submit things, or Rennie submits things, or generally when anyone submits things involved with this channel, I think Real World Police might do more broad stuff than we do. My stuff is usually very targeted. I know what I want. I'm going to try to get it. The person who requests the information that we're going to discuss did a pretty broad one. And we're like, oh, gosh, that's going to be too broad. They're going to kick that back. And they didn't. And a lot of information was given to that person. And now I am appropriating those files for my own use. And it's great. And thank you so much, the person who requested it, whose identity I will keep anonymous for now. Jennifer's IUD. Oh, goodness. Okay. I should have read that before I said it. You failed. Ooh. So thank you for your donation. PebMeds, thank you so much. Greetings from the Florida Space Coast. Oh, yeah. Thank you for your continued service to our country. In my opinion, Jennifer is not a good person, but it's because of her that Dewitte's bonds were finally revoked, so she can't be all bad, right? Thank you so much. And Randy Stubbs, thank you. Talk about how he handles his pepper ball gun again. Oh, yeah, where he's just manhandling it. What is happening with the colors? Is it... I feel like it's getting better. I'm also staring into lights, so like my eyes are kind of like, bleh, you know, with all the lights sort of hitting the old... these bad boys. Speaking of guns, there's a channel, which we're going to talk about in just a second, called Metro State Uncensored. Many of you are familiar with it, which basically just has additional videos that they're pulling out from the vault or things that they're continuing to upload, whoever's in charge of it. I don't know. Hey, the color's improving. Great. I don't know if it's Jennifer. I don't know if it's a different contractor of Metro State. No idea. Not a clue. But... okay, not important. But things are being uploaded. And I saw a video of theirs that was some Metro State individuals at a shooting range. And it wasn't great. It was okay. There was nothing like horrible about it. It just wasn't as impressive as I think they think it is. But okay. I don't know why they're going to a shooting range in their uniforms. Doesn't make sense to me, since most of them are, well, maybe not most of them, but more than I would like in my company are felons. So I want to, when I was going after that and just reviewing it and sort of laughing to myself, and it's not like they're doing a bad job. It's just, it's not the tactical show of force that they think it is. I found their newest video, which is Metro State in Action, uploaded May 8th. And it's basically them doing a funeral escort with the local police, which gives them a lot more authority to hold intersections, et cetera, et cetera. Good for them. Glad they have police with them. But at the end of the video, one of the contractors is pulled over. And I want to talk about that. I think it's Sergeant Vidler who pulled him over. I'm not sure. Hey, Sergeant E5 ETS, thank you so much. Wait for it. I don't think I fixed it.
That's not a firearm. Sergeant.
Okay, no, it works. Sorry, I thought the audio wasn't going through, and I got very, very worried for a second. Thank you so much for your donation. Yes, for those of you who are uninitiated, if you donate $37 exactly in reference to the -37 that Jeremy got on his polygraph for Dr. Phil, that plays. There's supposed to be a little video there that also plays, but for some reason it doesn't. So it's very hard to figure out why, and we're working on it, but it's great, and I love it. So, felons are allowed to be at shooting ranges? That's the question, Band on the Run. I don't really think they generally are, so I assume whoever was shooting was not a felon. But, yeah, I was just like, whoa, hey, hold on a second there with those guns. But what we're going to do, we're going to talk about this video, Metro State in Action. Comes from Metro State Uncensored, and I have a few comments of my own in that comment section being like, hey guys, what? So, of course it didn't. Hold on, folks. it must have stopped working when I reset this. That's going to be a problem. Hold on. You get to look at a black screen for a second. Well. Hey. There we go. So that works. There, I fixed it. Hooray. See, Carl Go. Thank you so much. Hooray. It kind of works. I don't know why it does that. I hate it so much. I updated my video drivers, folks. I know some of you were saying that I need to do that, and I did it. And we're gonna slide that over real quick. Okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We're professionals here. Me sitting at this desk. All right. So we're gonna look at this, and I'm gonna review it. And Jennifer's IUD. Thank you so much. And Justin, thank you. And John, thank you. Oh, you can't hear Jack Dilly squat, can you? I certainly can't. But that volume's all the way up. All right, let me know if the audio is weird.
Okay. Can I stand over here, please? Yep, stand over there. He's in the middle.
All right, so they've been pulled over.
I mean, APD was helping us. I don't see what the problem is.
Okay. Under what authority did APD have?
Sir, we don't know. We're working. I don't.
Okay.
We're working. We have no idea. We don't know what we're doing. So I don't know if the police are still doing their thing with them or what. I assume APD is police department. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I think that's Sergeant Vidler. People were saying in the comments that Sergeant Vidler pulling them over for holding an intersection. And researcher Susie, thank you so much. Hey, I saw your comment saying that. I'm glad you like it. So we have a contractor in the intersection holding it. Now, what the contractor says to the officer, who I believe is, officer, be deputy? Is he the sheriff? I don't know. Rennie knows this better than I do for some reason. I don't deal with sheriffs that often. So, so Sergeant Vidler is like, why are you holding the intersection? What authority? Let's keep watching.
They had a commissioner that passed
Okay, so it is Vidler.
from the Baptist Church over in John Young Parkway. They wanted to go on this turnpike. We don't normally ever go on the turnpike.
The lead. I didn't see a pop in the lead. I saw them in the rear.
They was in the front, and there was a truck in the back.
Yeah, the little SUV.
Yeah,
looking
the
thing.
SRO thing, yeah.
Okay, and you were following them. So who told you to take that intersection?
I was going in, it was coming out, so I was just following the route.
This is my favorite part. Oh, McAggs, thank you so much. So he's like, who told you to take that intersection? Why would you take, if you don't know why you were taking that intersection, who told you to do it? And the guy's like, I don't know. I was going in the intersection and I was going out. Well, then why do you stop? I was just following the route. Now this is where it gets great.
Okay, but you were stopped, though. That's what I'm saying. Who told you to stop at that
Gia, thank you so much.
intersection?
No one told me to stop. I was just going with the
Then how
route.
did you know to stop there?
I was just going the route, sir.
Well, then why didn't people in the procession stop with you?
I don't know, sir.
You don't know.
Basically, all right, so what Sergeant Vidler here is doing, and by the way, see right there, there's little motor wings, the flying wheel that Jeremy was on. Dr. Phil was like, well, no one really uses it. Actually, I think Amir might have been the one who articulated that. Either way, right? It was articulated. Like, well, no one in Florida really uses that. It's right. It's right there. It's right there. Anyway, just a fun little fact. So, basically, Vidler was like, why did you stop? Well, I don't know. Like, I just was going through the intersection. Well, nobody else went through the intersection. They kept going. You stopped. Well, I don't know. He's trying to play dumb. Does not make sense, right? Obviously, Sergeant Vidler's like, you broke out of the intersection. Or not the intersection, the little convoy you got going on. The procession. That's the word I'm looking for. And corrections, thank you so much. Oh, goodness. That comment. Basically, as I've already gone over with the funeral statute, you only get one lane of traffic. All the vehicles have to follow each other. Oh, thanks for subscribing. Hey, all the vehicles have to follow each other as close as is safely possible. Basically, you get one lane of traffic. You don't get to pop out and hold an intersection. The statute does not authorize that. Maybe you have permission elsewhere. The statute does not. So basically, this guy is doing it and trying to be like, I don't know why I did it. I don't know what you're talking about. Not a great thing to do. When definitely you are wrong, unless, of course, you have permission to do this. That's the question, you know? But let's keep going.
Why Why wouldn't you know? Nobody else stopped with you. You just pulled out there and stopped yourself.
So that's obstruction of an intersection, unlawful use of purple and amber lights, and then I think he hits him with impersonating a police officer for directing traffic. I don't think he goes into detail about the other two, but he could if he really wanted to be a stickler. And in fact, those are going to be easier charges to actually get. So if he was concerned that maybe it wasn't impersonation, then you'd want to hit him with those instead. Now, if he was actually like stop, go, blah, blah, then yes, you could argue pretty easily impersonating a police officer. However, if they're not actually directing traffic, a little more tricky, not impossible.
How much training have you had doing escorts?
I had, I think, 2 week training.
2 weeks training.
With who?
People who work there.
Doesn't know who he trained with. That's how you recognize a liar. Generally, he's like, "Oh yeah, I did this," and then you ask questions like, "Okay, well, give me a name." And this guy doesn't have to answer these questions, but basically, like, oh my god, turn it purple again. I have a fix for it. I just haven't implemented it yet. I think I know what the problem is. Vidler's Motorways. He never takes me off. Thank you so much for the donation, by the way. Yeah, so I don't know why I stopped. I don't know why the funeral kept going. I don't know who told me to do it. I don't know who trained me. Bro, like, you're obviously lying. Maybe understand that if you have to lie to the police to do this, it's probably not something you should be doing. All right?
So just people that work for who?
I don't wish to continue.
There he goes. I don't wish to continue answering questions because he can't. He doesn't have an answer. He trained with Jeremy for like, I don't know how long. Not very. They did a motorcycle course and Jeremy basically talked to him a bunch and said, "This is what we do. Try to keep up." From what I understand from people I've talked to who have worked for Jeremy, that's basically how it goes. Although, you know, different people, different stuff. Wow, I'm turning purple. It's great. Love it. This is planned, by the way. It's not. It's really not.
What's that?
Am I getting a ticket or?
I'm trying to make the determination of what I'm going to do right now.
Okay, sir. I'm worried about my fiance.
Here's the thing, what I'm doing. I'm investigating you for a crime of impersonating a law enforcement officer.
Boom, there it is.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. That's why I read you your rights.
All right.
Okay, so he has been Mirandized. That's phenomenal. I wasn't sure. It's excellent that has happened because the questions that Sergeant Vidler is asking are potentially incriminating. And also, this guy has been alerted, like, hey, you realize that you don't have to answer these questions. That's part of the Miranda rights. It's you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to stop answering questions at any time. And you have a right to talk to a lawyer before, during, and after questioning. I want to say that's the 4 things that are generally... Did I get that right? I might have gotten that right. I haven't Mirandized anyone in years. So forgive me if that's not 100%. That's not necessarily the order that people get advised in. If you want to talk about the Miranda versus Arizona case, we can do that at some point in case any of you are concerned or confused about what exactly I'm talking about. But basically, that's excellent because he's asking potentially incriminating questions. And this traffic stop would appear to be lawful. Someone in the comments is saying it's not. It would appear to be because this is a legitimate investigation into impersonating an officer, and that is grounds for a detention for sure. Someone was saying it's only a Terry stop. That is not true. This is a stop. This is an investigative stop because he is investigating potential crime with reasonable suspicion that a crime is occurring. And a Terry stop is more, I'm going to stop you and check you for weapons. I'm going to pat you down, that type of thing. So comments could use a little refresher in this video. What's that going? See, Carl, go. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm conducting an investigation. Do you want to cooperate with it or no?
I wish to not ask questions.
Or you don't want me to ask you any more questions? Okay.
Boom. Good on Sergeant Vidler. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. If someone even hints at the thought that they don't want to answer any more questions, you really should stop. Be like, oh, okay, can we confirm that? And if they say, I don't think I want to answer, that response is excellent. Okay, well, if you don't want to answer, we're done. I'm done asking questions. I'll continue doing whatever.
All right. Come over here.
And presumably, he gets the information, writes stuff down, maybe issues a ticket. I don't know. The end of the video is just the funeral statue, and it's basically none of it protects holding an intersection, so I don't know why they would have included it. But that's fine. So, Violet, you're turning violet. I'm turning back. No, we're fluctuating. I'm fighting the gum, folks. So Willy Wonka reference. Yeah, I saw you guys referencing Willy Wonka. It's fine. So that's our little warm-up right there. But now we get into the good stuff. And this might have to go several streams, honestly. There's a lot of stuff here. There's more. I haven't even gone through all of it. I've gone through enough to be like, I think I know what this is. Rennie has been very kind and has organized it for me. There's a lot. There's a lot of very interesting things. Commentator Auditor, thank you so much. And yes, I'm literally turning into blue bacon. Yes. So that video we just watched was from the Uncensored channel. And people are like, oh my God, Sergeant Riddler is doing the wrong thing. I literally do not see a single thing that is wrong about what he did. And the stop appears to be reasonable for sure. I don't know when that video was taken. Because it was taken recently, that would be great, because that means Sergeant Riddler is no longer behind a desk chilling out. And they're still saying, like, oh my God, like Sergeant Riddler lost his job. No, he was given some paperwork duty pending the investigation that Jeremy started. I don't see anything significant coming out of that investigation. And honestly, the paperwork stuff is a pretty nice break. You get paid the same amount and you just sit behind a desk and just chill out for a little bit. It's not bad. So, can I FOIA Jeremy's visitor's log? I mean, I could request it. I don't know if I'd get it. But wouldn't that be fun? Who do I think is running the channel? I think Jennifer might have something to do with it. I think there might be someone else involved, though. I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't feel like her. I don't know. That's just me having a hunch for no reason. Yeah. PetMeds, thank you. It makes me wonder about the employees, contractors that Metro State hires. Some had to realize something is not right about the training or lack of it. Had to see Metro State is not ethical. It's a lot of the people, I do want to talk about that actually. A lot of the people who work for Metro State aren't bad people. A lot of them are young. A lot of them are maybe from unfortunate circumstances where they're desperate for work. This seems like an easy paycheck. Seems like a really fun, exciting paycheck. Jeremy comes off as very charismatic and charming when he wants to be. And I know we've all seen videos of him, losing his mind. And we all think, oh my God, Jeremy, how could anyone not see that? If you haven't seen the videos we've seen, you're not going to know that, at least not right away. Apparently, he'll go and he'll buy you dinner. He'll charm the pants right off of you if you're a girl, maybe. Jessica and Jennifer. I'm just saying. Look, I'm not saying he does it for everyone. NYPD, thank you. The legal law. But he's a charismatic guy. I've said that from the beginning, right? Before all this broke and he started losing his mind because of how much pressure he was under, and I think rightfully so. And I'd like to take some credit for that. By presenting facts and calling him out on his lies. It's easy to be fooled by someone like Jeremy. I've been fooled by people similar to Jeremy. In my military career, I've had people in charge of me that I looked up to, and I thought they were just, people to emulate. And I found out later that they were horrible, horrible people when they sort of trusted me enough to let that side of them show. I've reported one of them to basically, appropriate channels of the Army, being like, what this guy has confessed to me is criminal. It's unacceptable. He's not who we think he is. And I think Jeremy's the same way. And I know it can be difficult to sort of understand that if you haven't been in it. I don't necessarily blame the people that worked or continue to work for him. My concern is people who have seen all of this and then continue to support him, right? That's my concern. But when you're young, when you're looking for a good paycheck and you're looking for some adventure, you make dumb decisions sometimes. You don't realize it. I joined the Army, for example. That's a joke, by the way. I'm glad I joined the Army. That was a joke. But it's a lot more complicated than just, right, wrong, good, bad, black, white. It's not that way at all. Frank, thank you so much. Someone should warn these contractors to stop trying to save Jeremy by not talking, because it will throw them under the bus if it serves its purpose. Well, they should try to save themselves by not talking, and then make a deal and say, I will talk on my terms if you don't press charges for what I tell you, right? If this isn't used against me. That's what they should do. But, some of them have only seen Jeremy's side of things, and Jeremy's side of things makes him look like a hero. So, additionally, things about the contractors. Jeremy can't use them as contractors. I don't think. If they're pulling security stuff, first of all, he doesn't have a security license. Second, they would have to have their own security licenses to be contracted to Metro State. Doesn't really make sense. I don't know. His whole contractor thing, I think it's going to fall apart. I don't know if the state's even going to care because they, if the cases go through and are very successful, it's not going to matter. They can just sort of forget everything else and go, we got him. Why do we need to keep wasting money on this? But what I want to move on to is the point of this video, 25 minutes into this whole thing, I know, I take my sweet, sweet time, is Jeremy and Jennifer. Now, Jeremy is married. We know this. He's dated a girl named Jessica, who's his business partner. Allegedly, it would appear that they've had some sort of relationship. And then Jennifer, he's had a pretty intense relationship with. He's even stated on a 911 call, he's heard on a 911 call saying, I was going to leave my wife for you. Or I was leaving my wife for you. So obviously there's something there, right? And apparently he doesn't get enough sex from his actual wife. So there's definitely, trouble in the hen house to make up a phrase that might actually exist. I have no idea. It seems appropriate. But there are some domestic violence issues. And we've known there are some domestic violence issues. And I've talked about an older one where it was filed as domestic violence, but it's actually dating violence because they never lived together. And then there's the more recent one, which was the reason his bonds were revoked, which we've talked about. I want to go back. I almost made a Back to the Future reference. Sorry, I got distracted by my own head. I want to go back and talk about that first one again, because a lot of the information I received, and by I received, I mean stole from someone else who got it and then shared it. So it's not really stealing. It's just appropriating. Credit where credit's due. I don't know if they want their name in this, though. Information I've reviewed, a lot of it is about Jennifer and Jeremy's domestic violence case, that first one that we dealt with, which was actually dating violence, not domestic violence. I'm going to keep saying domestic violence, even though it's not technically domestic violence. So we're going to go over some of the paperwork first. And I got a bunch of phone calls. And we're going to see how long it takes. And then I might have to split this into a second part some other day. But, let's check that old bad boy out there. Where is it? There we go. All right. So first, scroll. Blammo. Nope. Oh, it just opened up a second. Okay. That's weird. Hold on. There we go. I'm in the way, though, so we're not going to do that. What about this? Nope. That'll work. All right, so we have Orlando Police Department filing cases checklist. This is just a standard piece of paper you put on all of your cases, pretty much at the investigative level. These are the kinds of things that I would deal with. We have all this stuff, what's in the case, what's not in the case. You'll probably also see something like this in the lower level stuff, but maybe not to the same degree as something like domestic violence. And what is going on? My screen. Oh, hold on. Irish girl, thank you. Exactly, I was going to leave my wife for you. Sorry, my thing wasn't scrolling in real time. So we have B. Smith, investigator. Is that hours? Hourly rate? Oh, this is an investigative cost. Maybe this is a private investigator. I've never seen something like this. That's very interesting. Hold on. Thank you, JD's Hen House. Gets crowded in here and smelly. Jeremy Dewitte's butthole. Anybody know what tossing the salad means in lockup? Hector told me, man, he's going to give me a ring stinger if my dude doesn't toss his salad. Well, thank you for your donation. Wait for it.
That's not a firearm, Sergeant. Sergeant.
Thank you. NYPD Captain, thank you so much. I was going to leave blue bacon for you. You going to leave me? Oh, Max Powers, I did see it. I meant to leave a comment. It was fun. It's a fun trailer. Max Powers here, folks, in the live chat. A little trailer of Metro State. It's very fun. It's that good stuff. So, I think they might have gotten a private investigator in on this one if they're doing an hourly rate. Stop that. Get back there. Sorry, when I hit my foot pedal, it opens up the exact same thing in a new tab. I don't know why. All right. Request for reimbursement for investigated costs, reimbursement for cost investigation in the case defendant. So basically what they're trying to do is say, hey, this cost us money because of whoever this guy is. Jeremy is responsible for that, or they are hoping that it will as part of the sentence. If he gets sentenced, which he wasn't. So doesn't really matter. They might refile this one, though. The reason they didn't file it is, well, they did file it, but it got pushed back because it wasn't technically a domestic violence case, and they filed it as a domestic violence case. So shame on them. And then I assume they didn't refile it because they went, oh, gosh. Well, Jennifer's not being real cooperative. So don't know. Now that this newer one has happened that has revoked Jeremy's bonds, they might revisit this one. In fact, I assume they're going to and just hit both of them at the same time. Be like, look, she lies. We caught her lying a whole bunch. So who in their right mind would use her for the defense? We don't need the prosecution. We have all this other evidence. And we'll get to that evidence in just a second. So, reimbursement doesn't matter. Not important. Blammo! Police department. We've got some sort of sworn statement here. It's redacted. I believe this comes from Jennifer, though. It says, today I arrived to do a funeral escort for blank. And we've gone over this one, but we're going to do it again. One of the contractors made disrespectful remarks to me and attempted to have blank FaceTime with his ex in front of me. I tried to explain to blank what happened, and he immediately blamed me. He asked me and the other contractor to meet in his office. When she walked in, she immediately became aggressive. I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble reading this. This is about 10 feet from me on a screen. Blank got between us, but he began pushing me repeatedly into a door at least 3 times. I think this is actually typed out somewhere, unfortunately. I'm going to find out in like 2 minutes that it's all typed up, but I didn't have to do this. At least 3 times, he was screaming at me. As she left, she threatened to beat me up and call her friend, my boyfriend's ex, to beat her ass. Blank began screaming at me again, and he grabbed my purse that I was still holding and tossed my purse and all of its contents on the ground outside by the front door. Then he grabbed my throat and pushed me through the door, leading to the garage, and I landed on the floor and on another contractor's motorcycle. I got up and he was still yelling at me as I tried to get my purse and the contents of my purse off of the ground with 2 other people. I was bruised, I think it says bruised, and crying, and it was just just me and blank at the office because everyone else left for the funeral escorts. We were speaking and he was sitting down and I was standing. A call came in from someone named Steve, who I believe is a funeral director. Apparently Steve was upset because we missed an escort. Yeah, that would be upsetting. Blank began throwing things at the office, and he threw a stool and 2 computer monitors at me. I ran out of the door heading to the garage, and then I ran into the garage and outside into the drive. He was screaming at me, telling me I was ruining his business. Well, that's certainly a claim, huh? Henry, it's funny that you bring Jerry Springer up, because when I was on Dr. Phil, and they're like, all right, are you ready to do this? I was like, yes. How do you want me to behave? Do you want me to get him riled up? Do you want me to just answer questions? They went, whatever you feel most comfortable with. And I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh, I bet they want me to rile him up. And then they were like, no, it's you do you. It's like, oh, that's very nice. Because Jerry Springer, they want you to rile each other up. I didn't know what to expect because I don't really watch Dr. Phil, who is a doctor, by the way. I had someone being like, he's not a doctor. He can't heal broken bones. Yeah, he's not a doctor of medicine. He doesn't. It's a PhD doctor, not an MD doctor. Like, everyone calm down. He wanted me to call him so we could have a debate, and maybe at some point we will, but just in case any of you who are like, Tom Hunter, thank you so much. I almost feel sorry for jumping Jeremy for having to deal with an equally delusional Jennifer. That said, they deserve each other. I don't think anyone deserves either of them, but if 2 people have to be put together, I'm glad they got each other so that none of us have to deal with them, right? Good stuff. Anyway, damn it. All right. Where are we? He was screaming at me, telling me I was hurting his business. This was the second time he hurt me in 2 months. Oh, in the month. I can't read. The first time he choked me and slammed me into a window, which broke. The window is still broken, and I still have the bruises from that incident. He has hurt me in the past, but no one ever believed me. And since he has hit me with more frequency. And then it's notarized. So, interesting, intriguing, good stuff. Definitely very incriminating. Now, Jennifer left out the names. When she made her statement, she's like, I didn't say it was Jeremy. Blah, I never said it was him. It's very clear who it is. And plus I think there's witness statements. We'll get to that. Let's get back into the paperwork, though. Yay, paperwork. You guys think policing is exciting? It's mostly this. It's mostly paperwork. There's some good times, but I'm just saying, all right, I keep doing that. On October 31st, 2020, at approximately 15:23 hours, this is by Hannah Crow. Okay, it doesn't want to zoom in. That's fine. Officer Crow, okay. Responding to 1718 Acme Street, Metro State. Select an area to comment on. Thank you for your donation. Blank for an event. Blank. Another female employee. There's a lot of blanks, guys. A lot of redaction. All met at this location at some point. Other female was FaceTiming her best friend. NOI. No other information. NOI, I believe. Which was also and blank. I assume that's employed in Metro State or something like that. The female was asking blank to FaceTime blank, which said blank, attempted to explain blank why that upset her, and immediately blamed her. He then asked blank and the other female employee to meet in the office. When the female walked in, she immediately became aggressive towards blank, got between blank and the other female and started pushing blank with both hands on her chest, causing her to fall into a chair. That's assault, ladies and gentlemen. That's a problem. That's a crime. I don't know if you knew this. While being pushed in the chair, the female employee began shouting out blank that she was going to beat her ass. That's also a crime that is communicating a threat. She also can be assault depending on the state. She also threatened to call the blank to beat her ass. Blank stated the female employee was approximately 5'6" and larger than her. Blank felt threatened by the female employee. After the female employee left, blank grabbed a purse strap that was over her shoulder, then threw her purse out the door, causing her belongings to spread on the ground. Damage to private property, although that might be considered a civil issue. Could be assault, depending on how it's grabbed. Then grabbed blank by her throat. Now, that's definitely assault consummated by battery. Anytime you're struck, it's assault consummated by battery. Sometimes I don't put both of them in there. Sometimes I just say assault instead of assault consummated by battery because not every state has both. I believe Washington doesn't have assault consummated by battery. Assault falls under the same thing. I'm going to give you a brief rundown on that. Assault is the threat to do harm. As in, if I put my fist up like that, that's assault. You're in fear. You actually believe I'm going to carry out the battery. Now, the consummated by battery means I actually struck you, right? That's the difference, in case any of you were wondering. Although some places sort of lump them all together. Anyway, Jeremy's blank is going to get blanked up in state. Oh, you people. You crazy kooks. All right. All right. Although grab by the throat, it's probably not aggravated assault unless there's actually choking. At which point you might have petechia, which is the appearance of sort of dots around the eyes, face, hands, that sort of thing, from usually face, from broken blood vessels, from lack of oxygen, etc., or lack of blood. Either one. I'm not an expert in petechia. And then if there was an actual restriction on breathing, it might be aggravated assault, but I don't think that would be this. Got me up in my investigations mode. All right. Pushed her through the door leading to the garage. That's also assault. Caused the door to be pushed open and blank to fall into a motorcycle that was parked in the garage and then fall onto the floor. Blank stood up and blank continued yelling at her. Blank was crying and had bruises on her arm from a small cut to her finger. I mean, that could be harassment, the continued yelling. But at that point, you got to wonder, why don't you leave then? It's not that simple. It actually can get pretty complicated. But, Blank was crying and had bruises on her arms and a small cut on her finger. Blank retrieved her purse and belongings, and the other employees left for another event. I love that none of the other employees got involved, as if this is a normal thing. Blank remained at the office with blank. Blank was standing in the office, and blank was sitting. Blank answered a work call. They'd apparently missed a funeral event. Big deal, actually. Blank became visible upset. Should be visibly. Simple error. He then threw a stool at blank. That's also assault. Followed by 2 computer screens. Also assault. Blank ran to the garage, then outside. Blank was screaming, saying she was going to ruin his business. And blank, a lot of blanks. Blank stated approximately 2 weeks prior, blank slammed her through the office window. That's assault from the outside by her throat, causing the window to break. That actually might be aggravated assault. Blank stated she still had bruises from the previous incident. It should be noted she stated the bruises were on her legs. I was unable to view them due to her having pants on. She stated she would email me the pictures. I don't know if she ever did. Blank stated the incident to have occurred over a 2-hour period. She had the audio from the incident recorded on her phone and played the altercation parts back to me. I was unable to retrieve the video. I was unable to retrieve and video. I assume that's supposed to be the video from the incident at the time due to her not having access to the office. Blank stated she did not want Blank to be arrested since he is currently out on bond. Who do you think that is? Almost like that's Jeremy. Blank refused to provide his information for me. She was also unable to provide the other female employee's information. She was able to describe her as a black female with longer black dreadlocks and was approximately 5'6". Blank's injuries were documented on my department-issued body-worn camera along with her verbal statement. Blank completed all domestic violence paperwork included exempt from public record paperwork. Oh, included. What? I don't know. I'm not going to. It's fine. While speaking with Blank, she mentioned Blank was previously arrested for impersonating a police officer. Obviously, this is Dewitte, guys. As she seems confused later on. She's like, I don't know how you guys figured out it was Dewitte. Like, it's just not complicated. It's very, very simple. Blah. Excuse me. Sorry. During the audio recording, she called Blank Jeremy. What a shock. With information provided by Blank, I was able to identify Jeremy Charles Dewitte as the possible subject. Due to Blank not providing names of either suspect and being uncooperative, no charges have been filed at this time. A follow-up with Blank will be conducted. This is an ongoing investigation. Hey, thank you, Jeremy Dewitte's butthole. And hold on. Every time folks donate $37, I get to hear what my dude says during the shower time while dancing around the other naked men here in Orange County lockup. Wait for it. Any moment. Skip it.
That's not a firearm, Sergeant. 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 Oh, Sergeant.
I love it. Thank you. Anyway. So, paperwork. Oh, there's more. All right. Detective Smith was assigned to this case for investigative follow-up. Based upon the fellow officer rule, I obtained the following information from Officer Hannah Crow on October 31st. Oh, thank you. Raj, thank you. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Officer Crow responded. This reference to battery. Upon arrival, she met with the victim who stated the following. The victim is... After an event, the victim, Blank, and another female all met there. Became visibly upset, etc., etc., etc. We've already been over all of this. Thank you, Colonel Sam Troutman. Liberated loser with a little more than a K-bar and a stick of juicy fruit. That's all you need, man. All right, so we've seen that bit. We've seen this bit. It should be noted I have conducted several investigations with Dewitte and the victim. I have spoken to Dewitte several times and immediately recognized his voice with the audio recording provided by the victim. He has a very recognizable voice. He doesn't think so, but he does. Provided by the victim. On 11/11/20, I received a telephonic message from Dewitte demanding I call him to discuss this incident. After calling him back, he offered to bring into the conversation as a three-way call. In the call, he demanded Blank tell me that no crime happened and there was no battery. You know, that's dangerously close to intimidating a witness. He stated he tried to separate two females who were fighting and that he did not batter anyone. During the call, I listened as Dewitte became verbally aggressive towards the victim and me. I then offered to speak with each party individually. Hey, by the way, folks, if you're trying to be like, I'm innocent, I'm not an aggressive person, don't then become aggressive. Doesn't help you. Kind of makes you look like the bad guy, right? Kind of sort of works exactly against what you're trying to establish. Just a thought, just letting you know. Where was I then spoke with the victim, who indicated she never gave Officer Crow Blank Dewitte name. and that she does not want to press charges. I love that. She's like, I never said it was Dewitte. And Dewitte basically confirms it was him. By the way, because this is a domestic violence incident, although not technically domestic, but it's close enough. It's just that they're not living together technically. Down there, you see right there. You see that bad boy right there. That is a website that you can go to get help for domestic violence if you are a victim. I've never used it myself. I don't know if it's any good. It was the first link I found when I looked up domestic violence hotline. They have phone numbers you can call. I believe they have things you can text. They have people you can talk to. All right. So just quick break. That thing right there. That's what that is. In case you're like, what is that? What is that website? If any of you are experiencing anything, if you're listening to me talk about this case and you're like, gosh, that sounds kind of familiar, either for me or for a friend or whatever, I recommend checking that out. Cool. Just in case you were wondering. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. Jeremy basically admitted it was him, like an idiot. And Jennifer's still confused. Like, how did they know? Okay. Where was I? I was somewhere. It is, I think, there we go. All right. She's not wanting to press charges. I explained blank that prosecution is not a factor at this point. After further conversation, I was able to conclude something battery occurred. Is that domestic battery? I don't know. In which Dewitte was the primary aggressor. In addition, the victim indicated Dewitte has abused her in the past. Because, of course, he has. Oh. Sorry, drinking from a cup. She described the current mood of bleh. I then spoke to Dewitte on the phone. I explained he was the subject of a battery investigation. He said he did not batter the victim. It should be noted that at times he was verbally aggressive with me on the phone, which sounds exactly like him. So... Oh, thank you, Rennie. In the live chat right now is the National Domestic Violence Hotline, the phone number. So, all right, moving on. Where was I? All right, on 11/13/20, I spoke with Officer Crow. She provided emails from the victim. The emails had pictures of her injuries and damages, blank. She described the battery indicated at 10:21. I thought it was 31. Doesn't matter, which showed the broken window as a result of Dewitte pushing her through the window. She also provided pictures of her injuries from 10:31. Oh, there it is. Okay, this was just the earlier one where she went through the window. 10:31:20, which shows bruises on her arms and legs. I determined that based upon the propensity for violence towards the victim, probable cause for arrest exists. And then he was arrested. And then they dropped the charges. All of that is a significant amount of evidence. That is a lot. I've arrested people. Well, I've apprehended people on less than that for domestic. And it's not like that's not much. That's a lot, right? You don't need that much. You need much less than that for an arrest. But, like, good God, there was a lot of stuff basically incriminating Jeremy there. It's amazing that he's like, why would you think I do domestic violence? It's just nuts. I don't understand it. But we're going to keep going. Okay. We're going to bring it back down. All right, and then the judge signed off on the thing, and then... Oh, that's the thing we just read, I think. Yeah, just a significant... All right, arrest warrant. All of this stuff. How many... Okay, just one count? I would have done more than one count, but, you know, you don't really need more than one count for sentencing. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm just scrolling back and forth now. But... we have more than that. What else do we have? We have, is this a witness? There's nothing. It's all redacted. It's fine. And then we have more of that. It's fine. Right. There's a lot redacted. It's cool. But I think this comes up in one of the phone calls, this bit of redaction. So, you guys enjoy that? It's pretty fun, right? Wow. We've gone over that one before in a different stream when this first broke. But it's always good to refresh your memory, especially now that we're going over some phone calls. Heck yeah, we are. Woo! What? Okay, I gotta zoom out real quick, because I don't need to see these ones. I just need to hear them with my old ears there. And I'm less purple, and I'm feeling good about that. So, all right, we got Charles Fines. Yeah. All right, phone call. You guys ready? You guys ready for some phone calls? This is the phone call that I believe Jennifer made. And we're just gonna roll with it. Let me know if it's too loud, too quiet, whatever.
Orlando, please. Score signs being recorded.
Yes, I need to make
two reports.
Okay.
It's stereo.
I need to make a report against someone who threatened me, and then I need to make a report against, well, I just need to make an informational report because someone hit me. So.
All right, hold on. All right, is that audio really low for you guys? Because it's really low for me. All right, let's see if I can.
So I don't want to press charges on that person.
Okay, so when you were threatened, is that the same incident where you were hit as well?
Right.
Okay.
It was out of yeah.
Okay. What address did that happen at?
All right, hold on. There it is. Oh, that's a big beep. All right. So she basically just says, like, I was threatened and I was hit to 911 on a recorded line. She later is confused why police investigated this as assault. Ah! Sorry. Nope. Still not over. Okay.
And where are you right now?
I'm headed back. I'm probably like 5 minutes away.
Okay.
I just left.
Yeah, because you're so close, that's fine. Is that a business or is it like a townhome or business?
It's a business. There are a bunch of commercial buildings. So.
Okay. What's the name of it?
The name of the business?
Oh,
yes,
here we
that
go.
will be
Wait
meeting
for
you
it.
at. Okay. All right. And just a few basic questions. So who did this to you? Was it like a coworker, a family member?
We're just gonna drop that down. Oh my God, that is not fun. Just a little bit there. Oh yeah, if you guys are having trouble, if you're like, why don't I hear all of it? It's stereo, which is nuts. I don't even know if it transmits to stereo through this. I sure hope it does. So if you're using headphones, you only have one in, you might not hear it. The beeps are a little quiet. Maybe turn them up a bit. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let me just do that for you right now. There you go. Thank you, Brett.
Okay.
I just want to make a report.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Stupidest thing I ever arrested someone or heard someone being arrested for. Probably poisoning. It was an MP who poisoned another MP's orange juice. They put Visine drops in it, which makes you feel very unwell. It's not gonna kill you, but they were mad at each other. They were roommates, and one of them just. And I got to investigate that. I'm like, you guys are MPs. What childish bull honky are you throwing on my desk today? How dare you? And I hope they were relieved from that job immediately. I don't know what the follow-up was, but it was just like, I was just so mad. How are you this stupid? Right? I can see some dumb grunts that have been like hit in the head a few times by, incoming artillery fire, doing something dumb like that. And nothing against grunts. You guys are great. Had some good times with you people. But like, good God, you're an MP. You're a military police. You know this is a crime. You know this gets investigated. What are you doing? To another MP who is going to investigate it, not be on the investigation, but know what to preserve as evidence and what to, send up to the police. Are you kidding me? Anyway, that's probably the stupidest thing. That answer will change depending on what I remember. But good God. Anyway, back to this.
When did this happen?
Today, maybe an hour or so ago, and we all just left, and I need to make this report. The situation with the first person is a woman. I don't ever
We need more babes.
again, but with him, this is not the first time that he's done this, and
shocking.
I can't do this anymore, so I just want to make a report and just go from there.
Okay. And they did physically put their hands on you?
She didn't.
Thank you, Matt.
She kind of she got in my face and was bumping me. So I guess that is physical contact, but he was just. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's okay. So the female is a contractor, right?
Right.
Okay. Did she threaten to hurt you, or she just got in your face and just?
Yeah, she threatened me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What's your name? Okay. And your last name, please?
I'd rather not give my last name.
What's your phone number? And I'm sorry, just a couple more questions. Were there any weapons involved, like a gun or knife?
No,
Okay. And do you need any medical attention right now?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm just some part of this swollen, so I'm okay.
Okay. And then one question we ask everybody is, do you have any flu-like symptoms or might have been exposed to the flu?
No.
Okay. All right, we'll get an officer out to meet with you at that building. If anything changes or those people come back, just call us on 911, okay?
All right, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
And that's that call. Excellent job by the dispatch, by the way. I have a love-hate relationship with dispatch. There are times they sent me into a thing with much less information than they should have, where I show up and like, oh, this is all I have. And then I actually listen to the 911 call and like, wow, they gave you so much information. Why didn't we not have it when responding? But they have a very difficult job. They have to put out a lot of information very quickly. They have to like put it out while listening. It's a difficult job. This one did a great job. Good for them. It's a thing. You know. But yes, the bus. Next phone call. I haven't heard these, by the way. I haven't listened to these calls. I like it to be a surprise. This is a long one, though.
Detective Smith on a recorded line.
Thank you, Greg.
Oh, it's still recording?
Yes, it's a recorded line. If you call the police, assume it's going to be recorded. Now, they are supposed to tell you, but, like, it's going to be recorded.
Yeah, here's the deal. You don't have to talk to me on a recorded line, okay? But
Okay.
I'm doing this because of the conversations I've had with you and Jeremy in the past, okay? And it's
Okay.
just, I think it's best for all of us if we get the story down so we're all on the same page. If there's any disagreement on what we said, here's the recording, okay? And I'm not trying to, back either one of you into to a corner and call you liars or anything, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page because I'm very, very tired of all the reports. I don't mind that you guys call the police and that there's issues and I want to help you. But when there's situations like this, it's very taxing. Especially, Jeremy's a hot topic. Okay?
It wasn't supposed to, and I'm not trying to cut you off. He wasn't supposed to be involved. I specifically left his information out. I did tell her what happened because I was very upset, and I did have bruises on me, and the glass was broken in the window. I was upset, but it wasn't supposed to go. He wasn't supposed to be charged or anything. She told me that she found his information because I told her he was the owner. I didn't tell her his name or anything. She found out the information when she found out he was the owner.
Yes, it was very easy to figure out. The way that you said he was the owner, pretty clear. You said that he's been arrested for impersonating a police officer. It's pretty clear. Pretty sure you said his name is Jeremy. Pretty clear. It all sort of comes together, doesn't it? And the fact that this has happened before, and there's probably a witness statement in there somewhere. Like, why is this confusing? She did put out a statement being like, I don't know why they were so focused on this computer monitor and this bag and this trash. Because you stated to police that he'd thrown it at you. There's a broken window they were just fixated on. Because you said he pushed you out of it. Come on. What? Police aren't as stupid as you are, Jennifer. And it sucks that you're going through this. But don't play this game where you I'm in danger. And then you go, but am I? Why are police doing the job I've called them here to do? It's like why are police doing their job when they've been called to a knife fight? Can't imagine why. If you don't want police to respond to it and do their investigation or protect people who have a knife or being threatened with a knife, don't call them to you, right? Don't be surprised when they do their goddamn job. Come on. Is anyone else confused about this? Because I will explain it I will break out the box of crayons and go through this by the numbers. I will do that. Then I'll find a little Marine to feed it to because they get hungry on their long ruck marches. I've been meaning to break that plate for a while. It's already broken. So this felt like a good time. Anyway, back to the phone call.
And she said, well, I know his name is Jeremy. That's how this happened.
By the way, if your spouse or partner or dating, whatever, is breaking plates around you, get help. That's not healthy. I don't break things when I get mad. That's a bit I do for this channel. If someone is doing that around you and you're dating them or living with them or whatever, that's not healthy. If they're punching holes in walls, not healthy. A lot of the domestic violence stuff I responded to were in homes with holes in the walls from punches. That's not normal. That's a warning sign. I want you all to know that. I feel like we can learn from my little, fake aggression there. Petmatch, thank you. If he acts this way to his girlfriend's business associates, I can only imagine he may have been just as violent to his wife. I am not accusing him, but it would not be a reach to think that. It would absolutely not be a reach to think that. That is a perfectly reasonable thing to think. And his wife, being someone not from this country, might be even or feel even more trapped because she doesn't know how to leave potentially. Where is she going to go? How is she going to get there? Right? If he's holding on to her travel documents, I'm not saying he is, but that's a common thing when you have controlling relationships. Often, and we see this in the military with people who are dating. They're in Korea. They bring back a Korean woman or man. It's usually women, in my experience, but that's because most military members are men. Just numbers. Not that women shouldn't be soldiers. I've met some females that were more capable of being a soldier than I am. It's kind of. I'll admit it. I'm not going to say it's embarrassing because it shouldn't be. Why should that be embarrassing? But, good God, they were capable people. But we see that where, you're from a foreign country. Well, I'm going to maintain all of your stuff and I'm only going to give it to you. I'm only going to give you your credit card if you request it and I approve what you're using it for. I'm only going to give you your driver's license or your keys, whatever. That kind of control, not healthy, unacceptable. In some places, criminal even. If that's happening, if you see that, if it's happening to you, that's a problem. If you're doing it, that's a problem. If your friend is having that happen to you, look into that, carefully though, because looking into it can actually accelerate the violence against that person. So be careful. Get professionals involved as well. This is a very dangerous thing. I know we're making light of this topic, like, Jennifer. This is serious stuff. This is very serious stuff. This pattern of behavior is unacceptable. And Jeremy is someone we love to hate. This isn't limited to people like Jeremy. This happens. You see this in people, you don't expect it, right? And you might be in a relationship and you go, no, but he has reasons. It's because he loves me or she loves me. It goes both ways. No, this should not be okay. This is something I get really riled up about because it's a problem. This is what I specifically dealt with in the Army. It's one of the things as an investigator. This was my bread and butter. This is what I was good at, was investigating this stuff. So it frustrates me to review this kind of thing. Go, what are you doing? Stop lying. Get help. And the police, you hear this. This one I actually have listened to. This is like the only call I actually have listened to. And the officer's like, you need to get help. This is not normal. And the officer's absolutely correct because we, police officers, see this stuff and we see it all the time. A lot of people don't, but we do. We know what it's like for those people. Maybe we haven't experienced it ourselves, but we understand it better than I think the average person does. So that's why I put that link there. Rick, thank you. Question of the day: what prison gang does Dewitte join? I have also wondered that. If he goes that route. Arash, thank you so much. Oh, Nelly, there goes the plate, Jennifer. That's for you. A Chase, thank you. Hard knowing which of these two morons to believe. Absolutely. Ugh. Anyway, let's keep listening to this.
Okay. Remember when I asked you early on in the conversation, you guys dating?
Yes.
And you said, yes, you are. All right. That's important because I've had a lot of contact with Jeremy over the last couple of years. And it goes back and forth. No, we're not dating. We are dating. We're not dating. And it's important to establish that because what you're alleging in this report is domestic. Okay. And when it's domestic, you don't have that luxury to say, I don't want to press charges, though. This happened, but I don't want to press charges. Because
State can take over.
Police takes very seriously. If we don't act, and then something happens to you or Jeremy, the police have committed a very serious crime. Okay, and I'm telling you this because.
All right, that's a potential that maybe they have. It could be dereliction of duty type stuff. If they were supposed to investigate and they didn't, yes, they potentially could be held responsible. There are limits to that. It depends on the state. I know there are a lot of people like Supreme Court says the police don't have to protect you. That was in reference to a specific state or an area that basically had a law that said like police are not responsible for your protection. It was made very clear, and then someone got a restraining order against a boyfriend, something like that, and the boyfriend killed her. And then a lawsuit was filed against the police, being like, "Hey, they should have done something to protect the girlfriend." And this, I think, it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and they're like, "No, there's no law that requires them to do that, right? If there's a law here in Florida, in Orlando, wherever this is happening, that says yes, the police are responsible for making sure the domestic violence stuff is appropriately taken care of, then yes, they are absolutely legally responsible, regardless of that Supreme Court ruling. The Supreme Court ruling was only because there wasn't a law in place. So there are limits to what they will do, but there is certainly a certain amount they're expected to go up to. And even if she says, I want to press charges, victims of domestic violence often change their minds after the incident and say, you know what, no. And so the police get very frustrated with that. I've gotten very frustrated with that in my personal professional career, being like, hey, no, this won't stop. What are you thinking? Oh, this time it will. No, it won't. You said that the last 3 times. Stop it, right? Get out of here. And then, fortunately, military base has the power to like kick people off and sort of enforce a separation. The civilian side doesn't always have that. So the officer's not wrong, but there is more to it than that.
Jeremy and I have he's literally yelled at me and said, I am happily married, and I would never do that. Jennifer works for me. In fact, the last conversation that you and I had, you said you just worked for him.
Yeah, but he also said that he was going to leave his wife for Jennifer. So obviously there's more to that story.
No,
I'm pretty sure you yelled at me, or somebody yelled at me for assuming that you guys were dating.
Oh, he yelled at you. But I think when we spoke, I just said we were together. But I can't really remember what was said. But yes, we've been dating. I understand, but I don't.
Sorry, David.
When I talked to Officer Crow, who is
you tell me you don't get hungry after ruck marches? I know I do.
great officer, she was trying to explain to me, you don't see what I see. Like you're in it, so you don't see what he's doing. And she was encouraging me because of her past relationships to at least put it on paper. So that's what it was, putting it on paper. She said, just in case something else happens. And she didn't even ask me she asked me for his name, but she didn't even force me to give his name or anything like that. And the only paperwork I signed was stuff about keeping my information confidential, and I think some stuff about Harbor House, and that was it.
That was at the end of the statement where it says, victim has been provided the packet that, protects their personal information. And these types of things, you often do get to decide whether or not you're going to, protect your name, have it redacted, that sort of thing. But yeah, no, she made it very clear who it was. She didn't say the name. She made it very clear who it was.
Me and Jeremy we're supposed to be in a great place where we don't do that whole back and forth thing anymore. And we are supposed to have each other's backs and support each other. And now this situation where I made the mistake of putting down what happened on paper, but I didn't give his name, but she found out his name, that has happened. And I don't want to move forward with it. And she said the state would get it, and then they would call me, and then I could decide then. That's what she told me. But now it sounds like, sorry.
Yeah, and that's basically, when I had that conversation with her, that's what she said she did. All right?
Okay.
So if that gives you any relief, but I'm not so sure that's, the only reason why I'm not sure that's what's going on is because you're reluctant to call the police. All right? And that tells me that you guys are not in a great place, and that if you were in a great place, this wouldn't have happened to begin with.
You're right.
So
yeah.
I'm not trying to counsel you. I'm not trying to be like a dad or a best friend or anything like that, but
right.
I want, like, literally So the way that my unit works is, I don't need to tell you this, but I am. But the way that my unit works is reports come in, cases come in that require a detective, and we have 7 detectives in our unit, and everybody gets a fair share. But all of the cases that involve Jeremy and you come to me, whether they're something like this or the cyberbullying or the thing that happened a couple years ago with Ashley Madison. It came to me.
Right.
All right.
So, Ashley Madison thing that he's referencing, I believe, is her accusation of rape because she met Jeremy on Ashley Madison. I have the personal belief, haven't backed it up with facts, that she was on there looking for married men, which is what Ashley Madison is for, so that she could then blackmail them, because that's basically what she does with Jeremy, right? Like, I need money, so I'll tell your wife if you don't whatever, right? I assume that sort of was her intent. Can I prove it? No. This is my personal belief. I'm not presenting it as fact. But basically, she dated Jeremy. He's like, yes, I'm, police officer or soldier or something. He made claims that weren't true. And then after she found out that he was actually a sex offender, she claimed that he raped her. And I believe that she was attempting to get something approved as rape by deception. Basically, she wouldn't have had sex with him if she had known who he actually was. And so by lying about who he was, he basically gained her consent through deception, and therefore it is rape. Not every state will pursue rape by deception, and I don't even know if that would fall under the correct elements I don't know if it would meet the elements for it, but I believe that was her claim, and that's why nothing came of it. Because like, well, no, you consented. You met a married man. Obviously, he's going to lie, right? Like, he's on a site designed to help men cheat. So, and you trusted him to not be lying to you? Psh, all right, calm down, lady. I assume that's what happened. Cannot prove it. I do not have all that information, but that's kind of how it feels. In case you're wondering what they're talking about with the Ashley Madison thing, that's almost certainly what it is. So presumably, Detective Smith here was one of the people on that case. Hooray.
And that's because I know you guys so well. But eventually, it's got to stop. And you're not doing yourself any favor. You're not doing Jeremy any favor. And
by making the report?
By not making the report. If you have a problem, you guys had a problem on the 31st. There's obviously something going on. All right, it became violent enough for you to call the police, which you did. Right? What do you expect the police to do? You can't recant your story, because then, then if we don't do anything and he does something to you, and it becomes worse, then we haven't done our job. And he has, and I'm sure he just has a bad temper, and he just loses it. But then there are times where he's not like that at all. Like right after this, we went to LA together, and he was wonderful the entire time. He was amazing the entire time.
Yes, this is a classic thing that happens in domestic violence, is you have the violence, Jeremy losing his temper. And it's more than losing his temper. It's also throwing things, breaking things, grabbing people by the throat, throwing them through windows. That's not just losing your temper. That's, oh my God, no. That's so much more. And then you have the makeup phase. Oh my God, I don't know what came over me. I'm just under so much stress. Here's some flowers and cake, and let's go on a vacation. All right? And then you have that, which is, do they call it the honeymoon stage of? There's a cycle. I can't remember. I haven't seen it in a long time. But basically, you have the violence. You have the honeymoon phase. You have the basically whatever it is, the return to violence, which is sort of normal. And it just loops, right? So you have your normal stuff, the violence, the, oh my God, the hugs and kisses and presents, and then back again. That's normal. That she is describing a domestic violence situation to a T. This is textbook stuff. So for her to be like, he's not always like this. Of course he's not always like this, or else he would have gone a long time ago. But he is like this sometimes. And that's enough for you to think, maybe I should not be with this man who is married, who is a sex offender, who is facing 85, if not more, years in prison, who has the police on his just up his butt, man. Like, maybe all of these things should tell you something, right? Oh, you'd think that would make sense. Apparently not. Stockholm Syndrome. Oh, good. I love that you brought that up. Yes. Certainly that is potential, right? Now, I think she's playing him to some degree, right? Where she knows she can get something out of him if she continues to be the victim, because then she could be like, oh, I'll take the story back if you give me money or a place to stay. I think there is an element of that. I think she's gotten herself way deeper than she meant to. But again, personal opinions. I'm not stating them as facts.
He just has those moments where he gets really angry. And I don't want him to not have a bond. I mean, you understand, he will not have a bond.
Listen, you don't have to convince me. I know the kind of trouble that Jeremy's in. I know what he's going on. I know what's going on with him, okay?
Right.
But I didn't put you guys in this situation.
No, you didn't. No.
All right? I'm not sure if, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Domestic relationships like this require immediate intervention. That's how the police operate in every state.
What does that mean?
And that means that we immediately jump on it, and if we can solve the problem by removing one of you, i.e. making an arrest, then we will. Now, Officer Crow chose to go about it a little differently, okay? And that's fine. That's how she handled it. She made that decision. But
Mark FM, which part of the RCAF are you? Where are you at? It's a bit of delay, so I'm going to keep playing this.
I'm not sure. I don't have all the facts yet. I understand that there was another report. Did you file another report with another officer?
Oh, not against him. That was something separate, but yeah.
It didn't involve Jeremy at all?
Well, it involved Jeremy's crazy ex, but no, it didn't. He supposedly wasn't involved.
Okay, well, I'm not here to make a deal with you. I'm not telling you I'm going to do it either way.
Right.
Officer Crow and I are going to meet on Friday and figure out what we're going to do.
Okay.
Because she doesn't have all the information. I don't.
CFB, where is that? Sorry, guys, we're pausing because Canada. HAs, thank you. JB does disservice to actual DV victims with these games she plays. Jennifer Burton. Sorry, I was thinking JD. Which makes me angry. She's 911 and the police like a drama school tools. You'd be surprised how many people do that.
I don't have all the information. I'm going to tell you right now that,
it's not the place I've been.
If it's domestic and a battery occurred, whether
I thought maybe I'd been to the base you were at, Mark, but no. Darn.
He meant to do it or not, if there's probable cause for the arrest, he's coming with us.
No.
Okay.
No, the report I made saying that he was definitely assaulting me. Oh, how do you think it works, lady? Come on.
But she told me it's going to the state.
Okay.
Is it not?
It is going to the state. But I'm telling you right now that I'm going to meet with her on Friday if we come to the conclusion that this is what happened. All right. Now I haven't looked at all of the facts. Apparently there's another report. All right. We'll come to some conclusion. I'll let you know what's going on. But don't put this on me. This isn't my fault, okay?
No, it's not. But I'm just saying, if I'm telling you I do not want to cooperate, why would you arrest him?
Because the evidence still exists, lady. You submitted all of it. And although your testimony would be very, very helpful, it is not technically necessary.
That process does not happen with the police. That process happens with the state, with the state attorney. Okay?
Oh, my God.
But if the decision is made to send it directly to the state without an arrest, then...
Can you please do that? I mean, I know it's not, I know. But please, just can you take that?
Why don't you tell me what happened? Tell me what happened, what led to this event.
Give me the information again so that we can further incriminate him.
Okay, so what happened the situation that happened was he had or a contractor, employee, whatever you want to call her, and she had his ex-girlfriend on the phone. And so when he pulled up, the girl was trying to get him to talk to his ex-girlfriend. He and I go inside, and we're arguing about it. And then the girl gets called in, and then she and I are going at it, but not physically going at it. We're just like, cursing and stuff. And then Jeremy gets in between us, and he's screaming more at me, which really frustrated me because
Thank you,
I don't understand why he wasn't more aggressive towards her, but he was putting all his aggression towards me. And so he took her outside, and they went outside and they spoke, and he told her, he doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Don't bring it to the office, this and that. So then we go back inside, and we're yelling at each other, and then that's when he grabbed me, and then he pushed me through the door, through the garage door.
Who grabbed you?
Well, I don't want to talk. I don't even feel like I should be saying who it is.
Say it's him. It's obviously him. It's so. What is happening over there? You're right. I assume there's just a window there. I assume the light's hitting this weird. That's why it's doing. Oh, that's so weird. I have to cover those windows. It's fine. We'll get around to it. Excuse me. All right. Well, let's see if she actually gives his name.
It is, and I'm not trying to be rude to you. I just don't feel like I should be giving a statement.
Okay. I'm not.
I don't.
Listen. If I'm just asking you what happened, if you're gonna, I know who you're talking about, but it seems like you're carefully telling me the story, so it works in his benefit, and that's fine. All right. But you have to understand what the police job, what our job is here, is to protect people, okay? And I can't protect you if you're gonna stand in front of him and protect him, all right? You're not the only person that we deal with like this, okay?
Okay.
All right. And this situation is only gonna get worse. That's all I can tell you, okay?
In what way?
It's only gonna get. He's only gonna get more violent. All right. He's got a temper. You guys may have been in a good place, but you're not in a good place now.
And it's not like things are getting less stressful for him.
And the fact of the matter is you told us. I'm not telling you that you did something wrong by telling us. You reached out to help for us, and you told us. And now we have to do our job. Okay?
I understand.
And
but can you take into consideration the fact that he has a child, an infant at home?
Okay. Who's watching the child?
His wife.
Okay. His child is fine then, right?
Yes, the wife of the man you're dating. That doesn't make you wonder, am I the person making bad choices? Gosh, I don't know. Now, some people in my comment sections have articulated the theory that because Jeremy is a sex offender, it's not a bad idea to get him away from his child. Although I can't necessarily disagree with that. I'm not going to pursue that train of thought because I don't have all the details on that. And I know they're like, oh, but there's so many details out there. I like to get my details from the source. I'm not saying I don't trust the source of, for example, Real World Police's video, but I prefer to read it in reports, and those are all sealed. So it doesn't matter. That's not an invalid train of thought to have. It's like, why would be concerned about taking a sex offender away from a child? Although not every sex offender is attracted to children. And the age difference between this girl and Jeremy was not as extreme as it would be between him and his own daughter. So there are a lot of factors here. Now, if he was like a grown-ass adult, like, who's that auditor? News Now, Earl Warden. News Now Patrick, I believe. Is that it? Like, he is a full-grown adult. He's been accused of all sorts of things with people way younger than him. Whereas Jeremy, that's not necessarily the case. So is the state going to take his child away because of that? It's unlikely. Is this a train of thought that should not be pursued? Not necessarily. Oh, I'm too quiet. right. I'm so sorry. I got... Oh, News Now Houston. That's right. News Now Patrick's a different one. I get them all confused. Anyway.
Right?
Yes.
Thank you, David.
Why did he push you?
If he continues claiming to be former law enforcement in prison, could he be put into protective custody for safety from other inmates? I would assume so. Although I never worked corrections, so I'm a little iffy on that. But that sounds right.
Can you tell me that?
Well, I have to backtrack. But I was pushed because he was trying to get in between me and her. We weren't like physically going at each other, but he kept pushing me and telling me to shut up. So he was pushing me back in the chair, and then I would stand up, and then he kept pushing me back. And that went on a few more times. That's when the pushing started, because he wanted me to shut up. And like I said, I don't understand why. This woman is bigger than me. I wasn't the aggressor, so I didn't understand why he was taking all of his aggression out on me.
Am I louder?
So that's how that started. And then she left, and then we started arguing again. Then he pushed me. He grabbed me, and then he pushed me through the garage door. There's a door leading to the garage area, I guess. And then I landed on the side of a motorcycle. And
oh no, I think I skipped.
This woman is bigger than me. I wasn't the aggressor, so I didn't understand why he was taking all of his aggression out on me. So that's how that started. And then she left, and then we started arguing again. Then he pushed me. He grabbed me, and then he pushed me through the garage door.
Okay, I thought maybe she had said his name, and I wasn't paying attention. I was reading comments. Assault consummated by battery. And again, if I say assault, I'm combining the two just because of laws here in Washington.
There's a door leading to the garage area, I guess. And then I landed on the side of a motorcycle, and that's when I got bruised up and stuff. And then he threw my purse out the front door.
So what makes you think that this isn't some sort of crime here? Like, the other girl left, and he's still continuing to throw you around to the point where you get bruises on your thighs.
Good question.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, like, in no way am I trying to victim shame you or anything like that, but I just want you to understand why the police would take something like this very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is something I've been dealing with you guys for over 2 years now, and I can only only imagine that Jeremy's under so much stress that he's got to take it out on somebody.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to say to you. This isn't who he normally is. He's just very stressed out right now.
You don't have to be his punching bag.
Right.
So.
Good response.
What I would recommend to you is, if you guys are cool, then you guys are cool.
Right.
But if you're not cool, you don't need to be around him. Okay.
No, I understand that.
And I do. If you need the right now, I am not. No one is coming to separate you two. Okay.
Okay.
I have a meeting with Officer Crow on Friday, and we're going to figure this thing out. Okay. But.
Okay.
I don't have the luxury of asking you, do you want press charges? And if you say no, then I can't sweep this under the rug. I don't do that for any case, certainly not domestic violence cases, where there's some sort of relationship between the victim and the other person. Okay? That's just, you can beg for me, you can beg all you want, and I'm professionally speaking, I'm a police officer, and I got to do my job. So
the chances of this just going to the state are slim?
Judy C., also Dr. Kelburn. Excellent. Judy C., we are listening to Jennifer Burton talk to a Detective Smith about an incident that we covered a while back where she made a statement alleging that Jeremy assaulted her, consummated by battery. She was then confused, like, how do I know it was him? Like, I want to redact or retract my statement. They're like, no, the evidence is very, very clear. And then this went to court. and Amir successfully argued, no, you can't push this through because this is a domestic violence charge, but they don't live together, so it doesn't count. Jeremy was arrested for this one after this phone call, a while after, not like immediately after. But yeah, this is probably something that's going to be revisited by Orange County because of the domestic, and by domestic I mean dating violence case that got Jeremy's bonds revoked.
Again, I got to talk to Officer Crow about it. That's the decision she made.
And those of you who are saying that this detective is very well spoken, this detective is phenomenal. He's clear. He's to the point. He's no nonsense, but he's not aggressive about it. He's still sort of like, I'm on your side, but here's how it works. This is great. He's doing a great job. This is obviously not his first rodeo. I am very pleased with how he is sort of, I don't want to say controlling this phone call, but the way that he's conducting it is very nice. Oh, thank you, NYPD Captain. It's actually me. You don't know. It's actually me. My voice isn't that smooth. What are you talking about?
You know, we're going to put our heads together on Friday with all the information that we have. I'm not saying that she was wrong.
No, she was great. She's great. My thing is, I understand you have to do your job, but if I'm not going to participate anyway, why arrest him?
Because the crime was still committed.
The police department works.
Right.
Also that.
You know, technically.
Shay. Baltimore. No, thank you. I love Baltimore. Baltimore's great. In the small parts of it that I've been that are safe for human consumption. Now, Baltimore's a great city. I don't want to work for their police force. I've heard too many bad things about how it's run, and I hope it's been fixed since, it's been a couple years since I was like, oh, God, what are they doing? But I'm not saying Baltimore police are bad. I'm saying I have heard negativity about them, which means the public has heard a lot of negativity about them, which means that the job of policing Baltimore is going to be that much more difficult. But I'm good. I was a pretty cool police officer. I was pretty chill when I needed to be. And I was very not chill when I needed not to be. But yeah. I'm not bashing Baltimore cops. I'm just saying I don't think that would be the city where I'd want to do it.
Definition of probable cause. If a crime happened,
then
you know, I don't exactly need a victim to say I want to press charges, I want him to go to jail, I want to prosecute. I don't need that. I want to prosecute right now. That is something, the attorneys who prosecute the case deal with that. And I'm not trying to lecture you, and this is information you don't need to know, but I just want you to understand why we do our job. And if you need more clarification on this or anything like that, ask. But I'm trying to be as transparent as I can with you because I feel like we've all kind of got off on the wrong foot the last couple of years.
Mhm.
All right?
Yeah.
But I don't want you to be a punching bag.
I'm not laughing at the phone call. I'm laughing at your comments.
That's not fair to anybody.
No, and I understand. He hasn't done anything.
Specifically yours, Eastland.
Since then.
Since October 31st.
Yes.
To me, that's...
Keep in mind, this phone call is from, early November. At the latest, probably.
It's not normal. Okay?
Okay.
He shouldn't have done it in the first place. Okay?
Right.
So, and you're
Gotcha,
not wrong
Jeffrey.
for thinking like that. All right? But that's not normal behavior for any... It's not, normal... it's not a normal activity for any healthy relationship to have.
Mm-hmm.
You guys shouldn't be beating each other up. Whether it was you or him, nobody should have to do that. Nobody should have to sit through that.
I understand.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just don't understand. I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say.
Well, I mean, I'm here. If you need any questions, I'll give you my email address, whatever you want. I mean, it's tough because Jeremy's going to be breathing down your neck. You know, he's going to be wanting to know what you did and why you did it and what's going on. And he's going to want to know what you told him, you know, what we talked about.
That's absolutely true. And I believe we actually have evidence somewhere of that. It might be one of the other phone calls. If you're in a situation with domestic violence, the perpetrator of that violence is often going to be very upset if you try to do anything that calls them out for their activities. So it's one of the reasons why people don't report it, or they retract their statements, or even why they might attack police when the police arrive. Because they go, oh God, what have I done? I have to show my spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever that I really do care about them. I can do that by attacking the police. That's actually a thing that happens. Domestic violence cases, you know, tensions are already like nuts. Emotions are crazy. And then, oh boy, you know, people make dumb decisions in the heat of the moment. Domestic violence cases can be very, very dangerous. So, but yeah, no, this is absolutely something that you would expect the other party to be very concerned about, and it might cause them to take action against you. So if you are in a situation where you are the victim of domestic violence, talk to people around you first before making this type of decision. Maybe stay at a friend's house for a few days, you know, just sort of get out of there. Might not be a bad idea.
It's fine. I'm going to call him after this. I'm going to let him know everything that we talked about. All right? Not what you told me, but I'm going to let him know what the process is, okay? Because, you know, there's no reason to keep him in the dark, okay?
I know. Yeah, I know.
And that's why I say if you need some time apart from him, if you need a place to go, we have services for you. Okay?
No, I mean, no, I have my own place.
Okay.
Oh, do you?
I can't believe this is happening.
Then why are you living out of the metro state business? Why?
I don't understand how this can happen when I didn't even put his name on there initially. I don't understand how this can happen.
Officer Crow is a great police officer, and she used the tools that she had to figure out who you're talking about.
She didn't need many tools to do that. It was pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty obvious who you're talking about. And even if she didn't figure it out then, I would have figured it out when it came to me.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's like two things. It's the address, 1718 Acme Street, and then your name and his name. And your name was mentioned. My supervisor is going to kick that report right over to me. And I'm going to be like, I know exactly who she's talking about. And, oh, they are dating? Or I'm going to call you, and I'm going to be like, is this Jeremy? And if you give me the cold shoulder, I know it's going to be Jeremy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
do you have children?
Oh God, I don't even know if I should tell you that, but yeah, I do. I have
Okay.
I have
Well,
one
I mean,
child.
like it's hard. You know when your children aren't telling you the truth, right? You know when they're not telling you something. Listen, I mean, like I've been a police officer for a little bit. I can figure out when someone doesn't want to tell me who they're talking about. The real question is why. And if you don't,
Aaron, I gotta highlight this comment. Wait a minute, Acme Street. No wonder there are so many wacky things going on. Phenomenal. You got a gosh darn stamp of approval on that one. One of these days I'll have a bell to hit and be like, bling. Love it.
you want to tell me why?
You got me with that.
You know, it's probably because you're scared, or maybe you're not scared. You just don't want them to get in trouble. And I understand.
Missy Chan, that's a great question. And my best guess, and this isn't the only possibility of the question, by the way, is why is she calling the police and making a report if she doesn't want anyone charged and arrested? And I know you said it's rhetorical, but I have a theory. And the theory is she's doing this to control Jeremy, right? Because if that report is there, she can then hang it over his head and be like, you better do what I want or else I'll continue this, you know, to speak against you. That's my theory, because otherwise it doesn't make that much sense. But I also don't think that she's quite on top of things. I think she's smarter than we give her credit for. But I think that she got in way over her head, and I don't know what she's doing now. It's making bad decisions still, I imagine.
I understand that, but nothing I could do.
Hey, J. Pavilion, is this Detective you?
Happened? You reported it. and I'm not telling you not to report it, but, you know, maybe this is an indication that you guys aren't good.
Shocking.
I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but, you know.
Oh, I will give myself a stamp. It's from you.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. Is there any way, and I get what is going to happen on Friday, and it's either going one way or the other, but please, is there a way to not do an arrest? I mean, I just don't understand how that would help.
It's not up to him. You know what? That's fair, Jeffrey. Cunning, not smart might be more accurate.
I'll tell you what. I'll let you know on Friday. I don't have an answer for you. The decision that Officer Crow made was to not make a physical arrest, and that may be the right decision. I don't know, but I don't have the information that she has.
Okay.
So, and she's not working tomorrow, so that's why we're meeting on Friday.
All right.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Do you want me? Are you going to call Jeremy? Do you want me to give you a couple minutes before I call Jeremy? Do you want me to call him?
Yeah, I'll call him real quick.
All right, and just have him call me when he's done.
I will. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
And that's the end of that.
14, 16.
Wow. Did not enjoy that. Sorry, everyone. I experienced it as well. All right. I feel like we have time for one more phone call. This one's a short one. You guys want one more? We feeling that? We feeling another one? Feeling a second one? I'm kind of feeling it. There's a delay. I'll wait a second. Yes, I got one yes. I got two yeses. A whole bunch of yeses. Oh, okay. I'll do it. This one, I don't know. I haven't heard this one.
Be a recorded phone call with Jeremy Dewitte. He's a white male, 210 of 1980. Detective Bradley Smith, Orlando Police Department. My employee number is 16215.
Devious and vindictive. That's, well. Oh, you're describing Jennifer. How dare you? I was going to take that for myself. Now, Tom Hunter, thank you. I think Jennifer was trying to blackmail Jeremy to get what she wanted, a free ride, but unexpectedly found that her plan could put him in jail where he would be unwilling/unable to support her. That checks out. That, I'm not saying that's accurate to protect myself from legal trouble, but the facts certainly don't point away from that. I'm feeling confident on it. If I was investigating this, I would go down that route. I probably wouldn't go anywhere because proving that sort of thing is very difficult. But actually, what I would do is I would get a subpoena for Ashley Madison for Jennifer's account, find out who else she had contacted, get in touch with them, and see if she had done anything similar. That's probably how I do it. But that has a really bad look to it. Investigating the victim has a really bad look to it. So I probably wouldn't have that investigation approved. Sorry, I'm just checking the old notifications. Sivo's Movies going to steal your content ideas. I can't fault anyone for that because that's basically all everyone is doing anyway. And I kind of did that as well. Although I believe Brillard Police is cool with it. We had a talk. I was like, I'm so sorry for stealing your stuff. He's like, it's cool, man. It's public. I was like, oh, okay, cool. James, thank you. How many nights at Doubletree was this worth? Not enough, I imagine.
Today is Thursday, 11/12/2020. Case number is 2020-00343954. It's a battery investigation. No other people present. 12:29 hours. I'll be calling phone number 40.
Jacked it. Whoa. Yeah, we're not giving out. Well, his phone number's already public. I mean, you know what? We're not. So this presumably takes place immediately after or very soon after the phone call with Jennifer when he was like, I'm going to call him, just so you know. So presumably this is that call. Ooh, here we go.
Metro State.
Jeremy, it's Detective Smith again, calling you back.
Hey, Detective. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, I did leave a message for you.
Yeah, hey, just so you know, just like last time, we're recording, okay? So, just letting you know.
Yeah, if you're recording, then I can't speak anymore. So
Okay. All right.
that's, yeah, I'd like to talk to you face to face. And
It's not a bad call. It's not going to protect you totally because the detective gets to still write down what the conversation was about. It's just that the written statement is a lot, it's spongier, if you will, than an actual audio recording.
Sure.
And show you things that I have, but it would have to be off the record, and I have to make sure that I'm not going to be in trouble in any way, shape, or form. But if you can't promise me that, then I understand what you're saying.
All right, we can't do anything off the record. That's not how we do anything here.
All right, well,
All right.
then,
I mean, if
yeah,
you want to come and talk to me in the lobby of the police station, I mean, there's no need to record it because it's already recorded anyway. So.
Because they have cameras and microphones in the police station.
Yeah, we can meet at the lobby then maybe tomorrow if you're available.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna meet with Officer Crow in the morning to kind of iron those things out, and then I'll just give you a call after that if that's all right.
Oh, well, then I'm walking into you taking me into custody if you decided you're going to do the warrant instead of to the state. So I don't know if that's a good idea either.
Okay. Well, I'll just call you. I'll call you when I'm done with Officer Crow, and we'll figure out where we're gonna go from there. All right. Like I said, I'm not
Sounds
gonna.
like a plan.
I'm not gonna.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna blindside you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So, all right. Sounds good. Thank you, Detective.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye.
Ooh.
12:31.
Off the record, hello, Jeremy, you fool. Says 65 CJ5. Yeah, off the record. Not much of that. The next one's minute 14. Oh, we might be able to make it through all of these. What's the radio traffic one? Hold on. 27. Oh yeah, no, I got a couple more for you guys, ladies, all you hooligans. Ooh. Oh goodness, no, that's loud.
You have one new message. Message 2 new from extension 40754599948.
I believe this is Detective Smith's voicemail, by the way.
8 received Wednesday.
Hello, Officer Bradley Smith. It's Matthew Chico just calling you. Just got out of work.
Message 2 deleted. End of mailbox.
Bloop.
End of mailbox.
Thank you, Jesse.
To start again from the first message, press 6. To compose a message 1 from extension 40780865773 received Wednesday, November 11th at 4:15 p.m.
Yes, Detective. It's me again. It's 4:26 my time. Please give me a call when you can, so that way I can get away from my house, away from my security system, and I can talk to you again. Thank you. Bye.
End of message.
I think that one came before the last one, so I can get away from my house, my security system. Bro, you're calling a detective's phone. It's recorded. No. Anyway, nothing crazy there. Nothing crazy. Radio traffic. I'm told this one's a little hard to understand.
So we're covered now. There's a Fox 52 copy another. It's going to be the over with 84 at So we're covered now. There's a Fox 52 copy another.
It feels like it's been chopped. Rennie, you were right. That sounds like alien speak.
So we're covered now. There's a Fox 52 copy another. It's going to be the over with 84
I think that something's gone wrong with the recording.
51. Fox 52 97 area. Fox 22. Fox 52 guys? Can you just turn 85, please? Stand by. Headquarters of Fox 52 unit check. Fox 22.
We had OPH references. Fox 22.
Go ahead.
Good night, Alpha, and 10-7. Have a good night.
Like, I recognize, 10 Alpha, 87, like numbers, something. What?
22. Go ahead. Good night, Alpha. I'm 10-7. Have a good night.
Something Alpha, I'm 10-7.
Go ahead.
I assume that means out of service.
Yeah, OPH references.
Something. I mean, there are words here. I just can't figure it out. Okay. Requires ring security cameras so Ronnie can hear what's going on. Oh, now that's interesting. That's a fun there. I'd believe that. The theory is that Jeremy does not want the conversation recorded on his ring security camera so Ronnie can't hear what's going on. Sorry to reiterate with all the information. Comes from Commentator Auditor. Lovely to have you here, as always. You've been here for a while. I don't know why I'm always saying it now. I sometimes pay attention. Now, I'm going to leave you with one last treat before I get out of here. And if my eyes worked, that would be phenomenal. Hold on. We're winging it at this point. What do we have here? Well, file cannot be previewed. Well, I'm just going to open up my computer. And, because it doesn't have a file type? Rennie, why doesn't it have a file type? What is this? Oh, it's, okay. Hold on. Okay. Hold on, everyone. Hold on. This is actually important. This is exciting stuff. No, get out of here. See if that opens. Maybe. Yeah, all right. So, certain individuals, I was not involved in this, I say for legal purposes, and because I actually wasn't involved in this. Not that I wouldn't have been. A BIN verified, which is sort of like a background check that civilians can run, was conducted on Jennifer Burton. I know, Jennifer. Sorry, I didn't have this set up beforehand. This sort of just happened. We did, I say we, being people associated with me, did a BIN verified check on Jennifer Burton. And we got an email, a personal email account. And we took that email account, and again, by we, I mean whoever was doing this, because I don't know how all of this works. And basically, can I blammo? All right. Did some sort of search using Python on the email address and what it was associated with. And it turns out it's associated with JeremyDewittecase.com. That email that was in her BIN verified. I'm pointing. Is associated with JeremyDewittecase.com. Now, we have assumed for a very long time that Jennifer was behind JeremyDewittecase.com. I never had any evidence. However, when you run her name through BIN verified with her, I assume her age and whatever, general location, comes back to that email. That email comes back to JeremyDewittecase.com. I can say with certainty that, okay, I'm not going to say with certainty because legal issues. When you run her name, it gives you that email. When you check that email, it comes back to JeremyDewittecase.com. When you run whatever they did to find this, that's what it came back as. That's what it's associated with. Could it be wrong? Yes. Is that a lot stronger than a maybe? Absolutely. So for those of you who are like, I wonder if it is, that's pretty decent evidence. It's not 100% conclusive, but it's pretty good. What do we think about that? Oh, there's a delay. Oh, check my Discord for the BIN verify. No, you said to pull it up. Now I feel like we can trust me on that, right? I put out good information. I got it working on mine. You just didn't save it in the Dropbox as a PNG. I haven't hit the X button this stream. You're right. Well, Jennifer, because you are a big, phony liar, phony lying face. You get that. And different angle. It's actually the same angle, just not zoomed in. You got one of those bad boys. Twinge, thank you so much. Upside down face. Great detective work, says McAddix. I had nothing to do with it. Other people brought this to my attention. Working behind the scenes. I love it. And I'm purple again. It's the lighting is changing and my camera's just like, what do you want me to do, boss? But I'm not behind the camera, so I can't do anything. Circumstantial evidence is a kind of evidence. That's a Simpsons reference. I know what that is. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. That's I have more. I mean, that's not all I have. We're gonna do another stream involving Jeremy versus Real World Police, and there's information I have not gone through in there, and I've touched nothing. That's that, but Rennie has put it into a folder for me, and it's gonna be great. So stream behind the camera. I'm just yelling to my microphone from 10 feet away. So I'm here, just behind the camera. But yeah, so to summarize, we had a video of a Metro State contractor being pulled over by Sergeant Vidler, who was like, bro, you can't hold that intersection, which they should all know by this point. I'm back to normal, yay, almost. And then we went into Jennifer's report and the reports about Jennifer's incident from that first domestic thing that we investigated way back. And now we have phone calls that we've listened to, and I had sassy commentary on. And by the way, those are public records, so don't come at me, Jennifer. Blame the police department for releasing it. And and now we have this potential evidence that is much stronger than anything we had before, at least anything I had before, that Jennifer is in fact very much associated with JeremyDewitte.case.com. And I believe on the next stream, which is time yet to be determined, we will have more information regarding her involvement. So I'm told. But yeah. Anyway. Any questions before I go? Got a couple minutes. I'm going to go for my run. And I saw one of you was like, you're not going for a run now. Ha ha, you fool. I'm probably still going to. I'm a little young to be president. I don't have the money to run for president either. That's expensive. Oh. Yes, Gudo, that's how these streams work. I stream so I can communicate with people and talk to them. Glad we're on the same page. If you don't want that, you can always request this information yourself and listen to it without my commentary. That's always an option. Ron, at 6 p.m., it's warm out. You know, it's sunny. It's looking nice. Is commandeering a vehicle by the police a real thing, like in movies and TV? I think in very, very extreme circumstances, yes. For terrorism, I believe that it can be done. I've never been in a situation where it was appropriate. I've never actually looked into it because I was like, I will never need to. But I think there is some truth to it. I imagine TV and movies take a lot of liberties with it. But, yeah. Arash, thanks so much. If I'm in L.A., you know what? There is a slight chance I might be traveling to L.A. for work for a few days. So I might be there. I can't promise anything. I haven't confirmed that. But there are rumors that there's some investigating to be done. But yes. Also, anyone in Wisconsin, I might be there as well. So. It's my as seen on TV sign gotten bigger. Am I happy to see you? Just happy to see you. Who will play Jeremy as a made-for-TV movie? Vin Diesel. No, I... Oh, man. That's the question. That's worth thinking on. I might have to think about that. I'd love to go to England. Where's the Big Bopper? Oh, you know it's close. How dare you? That's for asking about it. No, you're good. You're fine. Canada, poutine. Call me. Yes, I'm down. You're wiseacre. You're right. It's only a few months where it doesn't rain. Oh, the fires are already starting. It's rain for half the year, and then fire for like a good portion of the rest of it. Here they have coffee in Seattle. It's okay. It's okay. Coffee. Africa. Oh heck yeah! I'm reaching Africa. That's exciting. Thank you. Uber Slivers crayons. I might make a video about that. Just Uber Eats for the military. Alan Tudyk. I feel like Alan Tudyk would be a good JD, but I don't want to. I like Alan Tudyk. I don't want to see him as JD. Nicolas Cage would be a great JD. Yes. That'd be great. Texas. I do need to go to. I've been through Texas. I was transporting an AWOL soldier. I got to fly armed, and I had them in handcuffs with a jacket over there. It was great. It was actually really boring, but it's cool that I get to say I did it because I did. And flying back, we went through Texas. I want to say it was flying back. Yeah. So Fort Sill, Oklahoma, I think is where we took the guy. All right. Anyway, I got to get going, folks. If I go to a different state, I'll let you folks know. And then if you're in the area, we'll hang out. It'd be great. Gilbert. I'm Jeremy DeWitt. I run Metro State. That would be one hell of a casting choice. Sorry, I just reading comments. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Y'all have been great. Pedmets, thank you so much. No, it's always a pleasure to have all of you here. For all of those who tuned in, thank you so much. We're going to do this again at some point, go over more of this stuff. It's going to be a good time. Thanks so much for joining me. And until the next time, be good and stay safe. And also, thank you, Kim. But now I have to wait a few seconds because there's a delay. And if I end the stream, so I'm just gonna hold real still, and then it's going to end. I'm just pretending that I'm frozen.